let's talk about the things that I've bought this month. Actually, for the past 2 months, because I skipped January. I frankly didn't really buy any video games in January, so it's going to be January and February. And no, this channel isn't purely just me buying things, but it is a lot of it, frankly. Let's be honest here. I like to spend money. It makes me happy. So, here's a big chunk of Xbox games. And the fun thing is I didn't actually buy these necessarily. What I did was I fixed some stuff for a friend and he gave me these in turn. So we'll just go through these real quick, but we'll see what details we can pull out here as well. So starting off, we got Sonic Riders. This game is awful. I played it for a few minutes to get some gameplay footage, and boy, it is really terrible. Again, if it wasn't necessarily free, maybe I wouldn't have gone for it. But yeah, I don't know. It's a Sonic game. It's in 3D. You can fill in the history there as much as you want. I don't know what to say about it. It's a really weird, wonky airboarding racing game. You can play it with up to 4 players. And honestly, it would be sort of fun to get 3 other people together and play this game with them, just to see who, I don't know, has an aneurysm first. But past that, I'm not really sure how much I'm ever going to be playing Sonic Riders. Sonic racing games, are very hit and miss, apparently, because you got ones like this, and then you got ones like All-Stars Racing Transformed, which I've actually heard really, really good things about. All of that, coming together to say, this is one of the games of all time. It's a Sonic game, and just, the quality of Sonic games. Soul Calibur 2. I have the Nintendo GameCube version of this game as well, so now I have the Xbox version, so maybe I'll get the PlayStation version eventually. That was one of the neat things about this, is that each version of Soul Calibur 2 on different consoles had a different special character that they got. So on the Xbox, we got Spawn. On the GameCube, we got Link. And then on the PlayStation, I can't remember. I think it was like a ninja or something. I don't know. Anyway, so now I've got 2 of the 3 versions of Soul Calibur 2. If you don't know what Soul Calibur 2 is, it's a fighting game, one-on-one fighting. It is, honestly, I put a ton of hours into it on GameCube and had a really good time with it. So I guess if nothing else, I'll get to play with Spawn now on Xbox. But yeah, everybody has a weapon, everybody uses it. Some of the characters are really neat, some of them are horrifying, like Voldo. But yeah, I was always like a Link, of course, because I played on GameCube, but also I know I used Zheng Hua a lot. She was really fun. Talon was a really great character. There's a bunch of really great characters in the game, frankly. Ivy was always really neat. Nightmare was cool. So yeah, just super character based. This is like the most recent game in the series that I played. It's also the only game in the series that I really played, if I'm honest. But I do love Soul Calibur 2. It's a classic. It's great. Now we're into the Star Wars games. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. It is a third-person RPG in the Star Wars universe. It's an incredibly, incredibly well-loved game. I don't know really what else to say about it, frankly. It's a Star Wars game. You play as a character in the Star Wars universe during the time of the Old Republic. It starts off on a starship that's being attacked by a Sith fleet, and eventually, I believe you can gain force powers, and you choose your path, whether you're going to be good or evil, as it says literally right here. I didn't just read that, I promise. So yeah, it's one of those games that it's super well respected. A lot of people really love this game. I've never played more than a few minutes of it. I know it's a very long game if you get into it. It's an RPG. It really should be. You'd expect it to be, right? So, I'll tell you what, though. I recorded a few minutes of gameplay footage, and I was actually engaged with it. I thought it was, even from the beginning, pretty interesting. So it might be something I wouldn't mind returning to, honestly. Star Wars Jedi Knight Jedi Academy is, oh, it's got Xbox Live. Isn't that neat? yeah, I don't really have anything to say about this game. I don't know anything about it, and I'm not going to, because this game, unfortunately, has a bit of an issue. So if I take it out here and flip it over, you might even be able to tell immediately that, yeah, this one's rotted. It is non-functional. It doesn't play. It doesn't work. And so what I've got is a case and like a registration card, not even a manual, unfortunately. So that one's a bust. I'll have to see if I can track it down in the future if I ever actually want to give it a shot. It is made by Raven, though, so that's a pretty good indicator. I've heard great things about them. And look at all these different things you can do. 1 to 2 players, system link, 2 to 10. Wow. So all kinds of crazy stuff, actually. Neat. I do also have Star Wars Jedi Outcast Jedi Knight 2. Again, from Raven. It's another Star Wars game. You're going to see a theme here. There's quite a few of these. This one I did get to play a little bit of. And yeah, it's pretty cool. It's weird that it just says 1 to 2 players, doesn't give you any additional information based on that. But from what I got to start with, I didn't really get too far into this one, I'll be honest. It's a neat game. It's, you know, it's a Star Wars game. Choose your path, do your stuff, play your dark side, you're a Jedi Knight. Figure it out, have fun. That's it. Star Wars Republic Commando is another well-known Star Wars game. This one, you are the leader of a group of clone troopers. It is a first-person shooter, but with a lot of strategy involved because you have to order your comrades around, tell them where to go, what to do, where to take cover, that sort of stuff. Again, I played a few minutes of it for some gameplay footage. It seems really cool. I've heard nothing but great things about this game, and I've never actually sat down and really tried it out. But, yeah, it's a lot of strategy-focused FPS goodness from everything I've heard. So I do actually want to come back to this game, and I do want to play some Republic Commando in the future. Fusion Frenzy, the non-stop party game, action, is available only on Xbox. So this is a game that a lot of people have really fond memories of in the Xbox world. It is exactly what you'd expect. It's a party game. You get 4 players together. I believe it's local only. I don't think it ever had multiplayer online, but I might be wrong on that. But yeah, it's mini-games. It's just mini-games. 45 mini-games, actually. So, I've played a few of the mini-games. I'm not good at any of them, as it turns out. Especially against the CPU that I was playing against. Apparently they're pretty strong. But yeah, it's one of those games that you get a few people together, you get them sitting on the couch, and then you guys just, like, have a great time with it. I imagine it actually would be a lot of fun if you did get a group together, you know, have a few beers, play some mini games. I don't see why not. It's basically Xbox Mario Party, but without the board game elements, so. Castlevania Curse of Darkness. It's a third-person action adventure game in the Castlevania universe. Yeah, it's an early-ish 3D Castlevania game. So it's janky, it's weird, the controls kind of suck. You can't actually make the camera rotate the correct way while you're playing it, which is really frustrating. Yeah, I haven't gotten too far into it. It's a Castlevania game. I don't know, it's 3D, that's cool, I guess. In the very short amount of time that I played it, it did just remind me of the N64 Castlevania game. That is the only impression I have of it so far. It looks like it has a neat plot. It's Castlevania, so it's probably got some quality and some redeeming features in there somewhere. I do like a Castlevania game, I will admit that straight up. So, I don't know if I'll return to this at any point, but maybe I will. Who knows? Counter-Strike is a Valve classic, and this is a classic version of it. Of course, this one had online multiplayer, because how could you not, frankly? Yeah, Counter-Strike. It's a first-person shooter. It's a classic. This version is its own little mess of fun and basically insanity. I don't even know what version this is based off of, if it's like a takeoff of 1.6, which is what I imagine it would be. But I will say there's one really, really cool thing about the Xbox version. It supports custom soundtracks, and that's awesome. The fact that you can have custom music playing while you're just, like, dropping headshots on people is just so great. That is, that by itself, just, oh, pick it up, you know. I don't know how good of a version this is, like I said. I think it's a takeoff of 1.6. I don't know. I played a few minutes. It's Counter-Strike. You shoot people in the head. Like, that's the entire game. So, if that's what you're looking for on the original Xbox, get some friends around and shoot people in the head. It does support local player. Nope, sorry. It's only System Link if you want to do multiplayer now. So, make sure everybody brings an Xbox. Alright, that's all the Xbox stuff. That's the lot of Xbox games that I got. Moving on, I have 3 new pickups for N64. Now, these ones I picked up from a local, semi-local game store. As close as I can get to local anymore. I got V-Rally 99 or Edition or V-Rally Edition 99. It's a rally game. You drive a rally car. I believe I played a Toyota Corolla when I tried it out. I had to clean the games out really good because basically I walked in right whenever these had all just been traded in freshly, and I was like, hey, I want these ones, and the guy was like, alright, cool, I haven't cleaned them yet, and I was like, that's fine. I can clean them. Not a big deal. But yeah, V-Rally's cool. You're gonna see a theme here with these games in that they're all pretty much racing games. But yeah, I like a rally game. I think they're fun. I think they're cool. We're gonna come back to that in a minute anyways. So, V-Rally 99 for the N64. Added to the, well, checked off the list. F1 Pole Position 64. It's an F1 game. You can play as Schumacher and drive a Ferrari, and it's pretty cool. Again, it's a racing game. This one, obviously, being F1, is a lot more exact and a lot more precise, and you need to make sure that you stay on the course, because if you're like me and you don't, then you don't do very good. But it's a racing game. Hey, N64 racing game where you drive F1 cars. Pretty cool. And then Destruction Derby 64. This game is probably, of the 3 that I have here, the one I enjoy the most. Because it's literally just like, drive your car as fast as you can into the, like, oncoming traffic on a racetrack. And do the most damage that you can. That gets you the most points. It's a very dumb game. It's very straightforward. I played a couple races and I got first both times because it's literally just destruction. It's Destruction Derby 64. So far, I really like it. I'd like to sit down and actually get into it sometime. So yeah, the thing about these games is they all came from the same person whose initials are DB, and you can tell because they have inscribed them on the covers of all of the... and there it is, on all of these, and that's really frustrating. I got them at a discount because of it, but these are definitely, like, ones that I added to the collection so I'd have them for now, and then I can always, like, you know, upgrade the quality later if I get the chance. I find better condition copies, right? Either way, these are going to go into the N64 pile, and we're going to get them all put into nice little boxes, nice little protectors to keep them safe and happy. Because that's how I do mine. And then I've got end labels that I put on the protectors so I can keep everything organized. That's how I do my N64 collection. So we'll get that taken care of here in just a second. Now, the last time I did a collection video, I picked up this, Sega Rally Championship. And this time, I picked up Sega Rally Championship, Sega Rally 2. So it's a direct sequel, and instead of being on the Saturn, it's on the Dreamcast. There's more courses, there's more cars, it looks better. This is like a strangely minty copy of this too, like it's beautiful condition. And it plays really good. It's really fun. If you like rally racing, and you like the Lancia Stratus, or you like the Lancia Delta Integrale, which I'm a big fan of, they're available in the game. They're really cool. Yeah, this is my, of the 2 rally games I picked up this time, this one is my preferred so far. I really do enjoy it. I think it's, just generally a cool game. I do like Sega Rally games, as it turns out. So, that's something that is its own subgenre of gaming that I had never really gotten into until recently. And I love that in the manual they tell you, like, here's the best way to drift in corners and stuff. Like, they really do go into basically a guide in the game guide that, like, it gives you direct hints on how to make it through the races. It's pretty sweet. There you go. And look at the number of vehicles. Way more vehicles this time around. Just overall a way, way better iteration. So it's really cool. I'm excited that I got it, frankly, and I'm gonna be playing more of this one. I really like it. Next up, Revolt for the PlayStation. This is an RC car racing game, which is it's sort of this underground classic game, just in general. So it is what it says on the tin. It does it does exactly what it says. This game came out on like a ton of different systems. I know it's on Dreamcast, N64, PlayStation, and PC. I think that's everything. But the funny thing about this game is like the PC version is active still today and is like actively modded, and there's online servers that are well maintained and things like that. There's still a community around this game, and I find that amazing. It's on the N64. I have that version on my shelf, I believe, over here somewhere. And so I needed to pick up the PlayStation version for my theoretical someday review of the game. And so just seeing it, I picked it up. It's not an expensive game. It's a cheapo. But it's honestly pretty fun. I do like this game. I understand why it still has a community. And I just think it's a really neat little game. All right. The last game that I picked up at the game store was Yoshi's Woolly World for Wii U. I pick up Wii U games when I can. I know that the system was widely panned. Nobody really liked the Wii U, and I get that. But I'm one of those weirdos that thinks it's an interesting system, and I like to pick up games for it when I can. Yoshi's Woolly World. It's a really cute platformer where you play as a wool Yoshi. A wool Yoshi. And that's basically it. It's a Yoshi game. They're very easy, very mellow, very chill platformers. This actually has a mellow mode that's even easier, where I don't think you can take damage. Yeah, you know, it's baby's first platformer. It's like a Kirby in that way, but it has Pochi too. There's a version out on Switch that is superior and has more stuff, I believe. So there's really no point to me buying this, aside from the fact that I like buying Wii U games now and again. I think they're neat. And also, Wii U games have the coolest feel in the world, because around the outside they're like super rounded off. I just think they're neat. So, and it's honestly like, it's kind of nice to get to use my Wii U every once in a while, because otherwise it just sits there and I feel bad. And speaking of things that are unpopular and widely panned, Star Fox Zero for the Wii U as well. But it came with Star Fox Guard as well, a bonus game that is included. Yeah, if you don't know what this is, congratulations. You're better off, probably. I actually ordered this online because I realized this is the only Star Fox game that I did not own. Or I guess these two games, Zero and Guard, were the only two Star Fox games I didn't actually own. Also on my list is a complete in box copy of Star Fox 64. I've got to get one of those someday. I just have the cartridge. But yeah, that aside, it has terrible controls from what everybody have said. I haven't actually gotten to sit down and play with it yet, but I'll throw some gameplay footage in here because I'm planning to get some done. Yeah, it's a Star Fox game. It looks good. I mean, visually, it is like a pretty game. I know that much, but I do know that it suffered from having really bad controls, and basically, this was one of those victims of the game needing to innovate in order to exist, which I've never been a fan of. You can make a good game that doesn't, you know, change the world, right? You can just iterate and make something that's even better. Have a better story, have better graphics, have better gameplay, something. It doesn't need to change fundamental things about it in order to just necessitate its existence, in my opinion. You can just make a better game, and it's fine. I'm fine with that. Why have we not had just a good Star Fox game since Star Fox 64, which in my opinion is still the height of the series? Frustration. It's just, it just sucks that you, like, as a fan, you wait years and years to get a new version of a game, and then you get it, and it's like, oh, we shoehorned in these controls to justify its existence. And it's like, why couldn't you have just made a good game? Why can't you just do that? You know, just make a good game. But again, this is all from what I've heard. I haven't actually gotten to play with it yet. I'll let you know, I guess, maybe after I've played with it, how I feel, if I feel any different from what I've been told it's going to be like. So, but we'll see. That's the last game that I've picked up this time around so far. If I do pick up anything before the end of the month of February, I will add it in after this. But I don't know. I was planning on I was planning on taking a trip and picking up some new games on that trip. Those plans fell through, unfortunately, so just sort of is what it is right now. But if I get the chance to run out and buy some stuff again, then hey, maybe there'll be more to this video. Okay, I tried to record this once, and for some reason it stopped recording like a minute in. Really annoying. Don't know what's up with that. Alright, I went shopping. That's the gist of it. They were having a buy two, get one on basically all of the used games that weren't like really expensive. So I picked up 3 Switch games that I just have neglected to pick up until now. Pokemon Sword is the first Pokemon game that and currently the only Pokemon game, I guess, that I own on Switch that isn't a remake. I have Shining Pearl, I think. But Pokemon Sword, I never played this generation. I just never picked it up. Pokemon was not a big thing for me for a long time. I've recently gotten back into it, and I'm streaming the original games, trying to collect all 150 Pokemon, which is a fun little challenge to do. But Pokemon Sword was just one of those ones that stood out to me as like, you know what, there's no reason that I don't have this game already. I really should just pick it up. Fire Emblem Engage, the newest Fire Emblem game, as far as I know. Yeah, I like Fire Emblem games. I like the originals on Game Boy Advance, the American originals. Obviously, we didn't get anything until then, but those were the ones that got me into it originally, and then I loved Awakening on 3DS. It is a fantastic game, just one of the all-time greats for 3DS. I'm playing through Birthright even today, off and on, obviously. Like, if I grab my 3DS, that's one of the games that I tend to grab. And then, so yeah, I'm excited to play Engage, check it out, and see just how good it is. And then Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, yeah, what's not to love? I've always loved Dynasty Warriors Gundam. I've played the original the original Hyrule Warriors when it came out on Wii U for a little bit. Age of Calamity is just one that, again, I haven't seen it used until now, and whenever I get a deal like this, then I can't really turn it down, you know? So, Age of Calamity is just one that I'm looking forward to actually just sitting down, and I can't necessarily pump 200 hours into a game like I used to, but if I was going to, that might be one of them. It's just really fun to hack and slash in games like that. You know what I mean? That's all the Switch stuff. The other thing I got is a complete inbox. Turok Dinosaur Hunter. This is, they had a couple different complete inbox N64 games, but this is the one I decided to pick up. The cartridge is in really good condition. It's very clean. I've got one of the pack-in slips there, and I've also got the instruction book, which is in just, like, really good condition, frankly. It's got the comic in the back. Really cool stuff. It's a Player's Choice edition. That doesn't really matter to me, if I'm honest, when it comes to N64 stuff. I'm really just, if it's complete in box, I'm excited. I want it, you know. It's got a little bit of shelf wear and a little bit of crush here in the corner. Not a big deal for me as far as I'm concerned. It makes it feel more authentic, if you know what I mean. And then also, it's one of those things where, like, if it was perfect condition, I really wouldn't want to pay the amount of money people would be asking for it, I'm sure. That's one of those things where, like, I don't have the cash flow for those graded games, you know. So, yeah, this is just a quick little addendum to the end of the video to show that, yes, I did, in fact, go out and spend more money that I probably shouldn't have. But, hey, you know what? It's fine. It's for content. I can say that because I made a video about it. It's not coping. It's not coping. Like and subscribe and all that. Thanks. Bye.